for those of you who watched that game last night, it's pretty obvious that the Bucs have a major problem on defense in the middle of the field. Okay. Servassier Dennis looks like he's headed to the IR for the rest of the season. So I don't anticipate him coming back. And his availability earlier in the season, especially against the Detroit Lions, played a massive role in basically hiding KJ Britt's inability to actually cover anybody. This guy who's supposed to be playing about 47% of the snaps. Now he's gone. Now he's not available. Now you got KJ Britt out there doing KJ Britt's best impersonation of Devin White. Not good. Not good at all. It came obvious last night. Even Levante David didn't do a very good job last night, but he makes up for it in other ways, and it's not as glaring of an issue with him, whereas KJ Britt is an absolute massive hole. Now, the Bucs could go into a dime package as opposed to that prevent defense that it felt like the Bucs were kind of forced to play yesterday because of the injuries and not having, all their guys there. But when you don't have Antoine Winfield Jr., you can't play that dime look properly because you don't have the right guys to run it. And at that point, you're putting your people, especially on a short week, in a position where they're not comfortable. That's not their natural position to play. It's a tall order on a short week. Regardless, even if it was a regular week, I don't think they're able to pull that off either. You need Antoine Winfield Jr. in order for that, and Jordan Whitehead and Izzy for that, and Tyke Smith for that package to work. So how can the Bucs address that massive hole in the middle with that linebacking issue? I think there's a couple of names that people aren't really realizing might be trade possibilities. And one name that comes to mind is from the Indianapolis Colts, EJ Speed, a guy that basically came on so strong that it led the Colts to moving on from Shaquille Leonard. And now we've got this guy playing. But if they continue losing games and they're out of contention, that is a name that possibly could come up. Guy can tackle, guy can run. His last name's Speed. He's not a slow human being. He's a good linebacker. What that would cost in terms of bringing him in, he's currently on the last year of his contract with the Colts. What it would cost to keep him long term. Would this guy be the answer for years to come? I don't anticipate the Bucs making a trade for a short-term Band-Aid, but that is a name to keep an eye on. And another name to keep an eye on, which is kind of outside the box, Budda Baker. He has a little bit of familiarity with Bruce Arians, who drafted him when he was with the Arizona Cardinals. This guy knows how to tackle. He plays nickel. He can play corner. He can play safety. More importantly, he kind of fits this weird dime package linebacker, hybrid role. However, he's getting paid, a decent amount of change. It might be a weird, contract to figure out, but there is a connection there. And now when you go to that dime look and you don't have to worry about KJ Britt, and it's not a running down that you're worried about, you can slide in a Budda Baker, who then makes you even more multiple. You got Tyke Smith out there. You got Jordan Whitehead. You got Budda Baker, and you got Antoine Winfield Jr. Then you got Izzy. Now you can kind of slide these guys down there, kind of play that linebacker role, but he's so good at tackling that he can help in the run. And of course, if he's matched up on a tight end, if he's matched up on a wide receiver, if he's in that zone scheme, he actually does play well. So that's a name to keep an eye on, as well as Speed from the Indianapolis Colts. How likely any of these two scenarios play out, who knows? But if we're looking at a solution for what I think is a massive problem with this defense right now, even with the return of Antoine Winfield Jr., you're still going to kind of be compromised playing that dime look. But without him there, especially, it is a problem. And maybe when he gets back, they're able to utilize that platoon, dime and switching KJ Britt in and out and kind of balancing between that and passing downs and run downs and all that. But, that's yet to be seen. And we don't know when Antoine Winfield Jr. is coming back. Didn't look like he was coming back last week or this week on this Thursday night game or even on a Sunday. So we don't know. We got an extended little time here, got 10 more days to figure this out. Maybe he's back against the Saints and this thing kind of rights itself. But that is, a little bit of a solution there for a problem that was glaring last night. Make sure you guys check out everything we got going on the 813.tv, written content, video content, and of course, all of our podcasts. Go Bucs.